Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. I've been missing in action for a while, been a bit crook. Still on the mend, but yeah, I haven't done a beer review for ages, so I thought I'd better get around to one. This one is from Jervis Bay Brewing out of New South Wales, and good win last night. Origin. So yeah, it's called 15 Fathoms. It's a black IPA, and the percentage is 6.5. Pretty cool can artwork. And yeah, their address, they're out of Huskisson, New South Wales. I dare say it's on Jervis Bay somewhere. Not actually real familiar with that area. But yeah, black IPA is always enjoyable. I've just got like a handle glass. So let's see how it goes. And I've got some erratic dogs already driving me nuts. So yeah, good win by the Blues last night. And yeah, obviously I'm Victorian, but when it comes to state of origin, I've always been New South Wales. I've got family up in Queensland, and me and my dad used to barrack for New South Wales just to annoy him. But yeah, it was painful when all my favourite Storm players played for Queensland and I was barracking against them. But yeah, it's a bit more pleasant to watch now. So yeah, this brewery, I think I've only ever tried beers from them like at Gab's Festival, if they've done like a festival beer or something like that. I don't think I've ever seen beers from them in shops before. So yeah, it pours like in the camera it looks like black, but it's more of a dark brown. It's got like a real sort of chocolatey hue to it. About a probably a 2 finger head, fairly tight knit. It's got a slight tan touch to the head. I would say in appearance it's like fairly cloudy and like lightly carbonated. Let's go a whiff. Cheers, Craig. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I'm just starting to feel better yesterday. I've been out of action for like, bloody dogs. God almighty. I've got one strolling around making noise, and I've got another one behind me, like licking me. Jack, up here. Now I can relax. No, I can't. Up. Yeah, so I've just started to feel better yesterday. I might have had the dreaded C, I'm not sure. But yeah, I was out of action for about sort of 4 or 5 days. I come home from Melbourne, just started feeling real shitty. And yeah, it was just in bed most of the time. Cheers, Joshy G. Good to see you, brother. So yeah, I don't as much as I don't really feel like a beer. It's just I just wanted to do one just for the sake of the channel, and yeah, just to see if my nose and my taste is better. So yeah, I can actually smell really good. So yeah, on this one, Josh, it's got a real like roasty, toasty, but also green smell. like I had my doubts when I purchased this beer just because I didn't know much about the brewery and their average rating, like on beers, and that's pretty low. But I was just like, it's a black IPA. The can price is like fairly pricey. Maybe it's like a limited release for them. I was like, I'll give it a whirl. Cheers, Lady Jen. Yeah, there's definitely like pine and resin there. And it's like you're getting sort of like a burnt caramel, like a brown sugar. I'm getting like dark chocolate and coffee. And it's like quite sort of like grassy. And yeah, like a brown bread. Smells like really punchy, like it's gonna be an awesome beer. Like just the amount of pine and the amount of coffee is like really surprising me. When done well, black IPAs is they're one of my favourite styles, especially when they're like heavily West Coast leaning. And yeah, the colours I'm wearing, the Mighty Blues, New South Wales won Origin Game 1 last night. And these guys are based in New South Wales, so if they watch the review, they'll probably be like, yeah. Maybe getting like a touch of grapefruit and orange. I'm surprised I can actually smell really good. I don't know how many times I've coughed and sneezed this week. It's been insane. One thing that has been decent is I've been able to get a bit like more sleep than usual. Cheers, Paul. It's been great seeing you doing some of Harry's beers, dude, and some of the old English classics. It was a very good box that he put together for you. And yeah, it's so cool seeing you just sitting there in the forest. I want to see this woodpecker you've been talking about. Every now and then, with my like beer tuber brothers, I'll just sit down and watch like a heap of their videos in a row. And I did that with Paul. It was either yesterday or the day before. It's just got that like look when you're looking down on it having a whiff. It's like a cold brew coffee. It's just got like a real smooth and creamy like appearance to it. Anyway, I better get into it. Let's see if I can taste as good as I can smell. Cheers. Wow. Either me not drinking for 5 days has reset my palate, and whatever the first beer I was going to have coming back is going to be immaculate. This beer is bloody brilliant, or it's a combination of the two, because that is damn fine. It's got everything I want in a black IPA just in it. Like even the mouth feels insane. It's like coats the mouth. It's quite thick. And yeah, it's like smooth going, like smooth first going in and got that slight creaminess to it. But it's got like a sort of prickly carbonation. So as it's going down, it's like, ooh. I can't believe how much I'm enjoying this. It's got a real like woodsy vibe to it as well. Like you're getting sort of like, yeah, it's almost like your damp forest, your resin, like some dankness, that mustiness, but you're getting like sort of some dryness as well, like dry timber. Almost like if yeah, like with a if you had like a Christmas tree and you just like yeah, you just rubbed your hands together and got all the pine and that and it was all in your hands. It's sort of what it like that taste sort of comes across as what I'm thinking of. It's so good. I'm just really surprised. I just didn't expect it to be anything special. I just remember seeing it there and I'm like, you never know though. Like with breweries, all it can take, they can just have one staff member change and then all of a sudden, boom, completely different company. So who knows what's going on? And pardon my ignorance with the chat. I think most people are just saying hello to each other, but I feel like it's all new to me again. I've only been away for about 5 days, but still. I think it's a case of like, yeah, as I said, I think it's a bit of both. Like the fact that I haven't had a beer for a while, and yeah, like I've been sick as well, so like the palate's probably reset a little, and then yeah, obviously first beer back too, but I think it's just a damn fine beer. So it's a mixture of things. I've been trying to organise, buddy, all the shit surrounding my Sydney trip, and the hardest thing for me is because I live in the country, so I've got to try and get to destinations first before I leave those destinations. So I've got all these flights on offer, but none of them suit the time that my train leaves home. Like there's one that it's like I'd be pushing it for time though. Like, and there's nothing worse. You don't want to be relying on your train to be on time to make it to your flight. So I just don't know what to do because I don't want to. I want to get to Sydney bright and early on the Sunday so I can go and do breweries. And the only way I can do that is to get on one of the early morning flights. But because the train doesn't leave here till like 8 in the morning, by the time I get to like a destination and then get to the airport, I'm like pushing it for time. And then the next flight after that's like 5 hours later. So I don't get back till I wouldn't get to Sydney till like 5 o'clock at night. So it's like, what's the point? Like you're wasting a whole day just traveling. I may as well just go the next day. So yeah, it's like I'm in that pickle of like, do I just try and get there early and just take the risk? And if it pays off, it'll be worth it. Or do I just go fuck it and just go later in the day and at least I know I'll get there, but it's sort of a day wasted. I don't know. It's the shit thing with travel. There's never that in between time that suits. It's always one or the other. And I don't know if I said hello to you, Dan, but hello, brother. Hopefully you're well. Let's pour a little more of this magic potion. So 15 fathoms. It says, inspired by the mysterious depths of Jervis Bay, our 15 fathoms black IPA is as dark as your phone screen at midnight, but way more delicious. With a dry finish, it packs a punch with its bitter, resiny, weedy goodness. It's the kind of beer you'd find after an epic pirate adventure, except this time the only thing you'll be plundering is your fridge. I don't know what that is, but Jack, up! Just this wandering around aimlessly drives me nuts. Yeah, certified B corporation. Not sure about that. So that's what Australian craft breweries have that on them, just to show that they're independent. Yeah, I'm going to have to try more from this brewery. I am quite impressed. Just that pillowy mouthfeel just sticking around. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm probably going to schedule a review for after work tonight. One of my favourite breweries, Bracket, they've just got a new facility. They were doing really well, and they're in a suburb called Alexandria in Sydney. And all of a sudden, the owner of the building put the rent up drastically, and they just couldn't afford to stay where they were. So they had to move everything out and try and scope out another location. And it sort of put them back about a year. They've been sort of packed up for ages. I think they might have been doing a bit of sort of gypsy brewing or something like that, but they haven't had beers readily available like for distribution outside their area for quite a while. And yeah, they've just started pumping them out again. And I've got two West Coasts in the fridge, and I thought I'll do both of them together because they're quite similar. And then I've done an actual proper order from their website that's meant to arrive today. And that's got a hazy and a West Coast using the same hops. I think it was like Chinook and Motueka or something like that. I thought that's pretty cool. Do them side by side. And then there was two other hazies, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because they were always up, probably behind Mountain Culture and Banks. They were probably like my next favourite brewery. So yeah, I just hope they've still got that same quality that they had. It's funny too with this top because it's got look at the Tui's. One of them's Tui's and the other one's McDonald's. There was a Tui's beer I had recently, Tui's Old, and it's like a dark lager. And when I had it, I don't know why, but I thought it'd be the sort of beer that Paul would like. If you're still there, Paul, just seemed like it's just that old school, reliable beast. I reckon that you'd be a fan of. So yeah, I've got so many good beers in the fridge. I mean, not international stuff, just mainly Aussie and New Zealand hype. And yeah, it's just getting out of control because I haven't been drinking lately. So, and now I'm going to have this box of bracket rock up today or tomorrow, and won't even have anywhere to fit them. Yeah, another beer that I've got to do a collab of is another collab beer I've got to do a review of is the Range and Verdant one. It's awesome. Cheers, Angie. Yeah, just started to feel better yesterday. Um, I don't know if I had the dreaded C or just like a really bad flu. These days it's probably the same thing, but yeah, like I've been out of action. I've just been in bed most of the time. I went to Melbourne on Saturday and yeah, had a really good day down there. You've probably seen like shit on Instagram and that. And then yeah, when I was coming home Saturday night, I just started feeling real shit. And then Sunday, I remember Sunday morning, I tried to do a beer review, and I did it, but I was just struggling, and the beers were like really epic. And I felt that shit. I didn't even finish the beers, like which is real, yeah, like out of character for me. And then yeah, just ever since then, I've just been fucked. So yeah, I just started feeling better yesterday, and like I've been to the doctor and stuff, and it's amazing. You go to a doctor and they don't even have COVID tests there. I would have thought that would be one of the main things they'd have in today's world. So that's why I'm still unsure as to whether I had that or not. Yeah, it was unreal. I had the best banh mi I've ever had. For those of you out there that don't know what a banh mi is, it's like a Vietnamese sandwich, like a pork roll. It was so fucking good. I go through stages where I get like hooked on something and I want to try a heap of them to sort of see what the best one is. I guess that's why I'm a beer reviewer. But yeah, like burgers is one. I've done heaps of burgers in Melbourne and always compared them. And yeah, banh mi's was another. Um, and yeah, this little cafe in Footscray, which is Western Melbourne. It's just like a sort of like a little. It's probably like an old milk bar on a corner, just in amongst a heap of houses. And now it's a cafe, and all they do is just like, yeah, Vietnamese rolls, like sandwiches, some cakes, and then like coffee and milkshakes and stuff. And one of my friends was banging on about it, and he's like part Vietnamese. So if he says a banh mi's fucking incredible, he sort of knows because like he's grown up eating that stuff his whole life. And anyway, I hope that's not here. I went in there, yeah, knowing they were going to be good, but not as good as like it was absolutely incredible. Like it smashed any other one I've had by a mile. And yeah, I went to Spanion's Kebabs. Spanion's like a popular like an Aussie sort of. He's a bit of a cult figure, but he's got a sort of a bad past. And he used to be. He was sort of like a Aussie rapper, hip hop guy. Um, yeah, he's sort of like a hip hop guy because he'd been in and out of jail all his life as a kid, and then all of a sudden he's doing like Dutch kickboxing, and then he was doing like videos on YouTube, like going into the hoods of different cities and trying different foods and stuff. And then through his travels, he learnt that a lot of the kebabs and stuff are completely different to what they have here in Australia. So he started his own sort of kebab franchise here, and it's obviously got some hype to it just because of who he is. And they opened one up in Melbourne, and I went there, and it was nothing special. Like the banh mi was like number one by a mile, and then Spaniel's kebabs, I was like, I've had way better kebabs than that. People apparently on the opening night, people are lining up for like 4 hours, and the meat was like cold and all that sort of stuff. Shut up, you. This is how most of my reviews turn out. Normally, it's like talking about the beer, then talking about whatever else, then back to the beer. Then I would say my average review goes for probably half an hour, but it's like chat as well. I just heard someone with like an edger, and then I heard like an animal make like a squeaking sound. It was almost like the person got the animal. It's one of those days where it's real noisy outside, whereas quite often in this area it's real quiet. Craig, did you see the when I was in Melbourne on that Saturday, I did a live review. I was in a beer garden and you could just hear all the birds in the background. I wondered if you'd sort of seen that and heard it. I was like, I finally got, like, I don't know why, I should have done it earlier, but it was the first time I'd actually done a review from Carwyn Cellars. I just went in there and it was quiet, and I had my laptop, and I just said to the guys, I go, do you guys have a Wi-Fi password here? I said, I've never really. There's so much going on outside. Someone's walking past with this huge trolley. They must be like delivering junk mail or something. It was real noisy. um, I can't remember what I was saying. Shit. Oh yeah, the big bender. Yeah, because when I come home from Melbourne, that's when I started feeling crook. And for those of you that don't know, crook means sick. Quite often Aussies will say crook, and people will be like, what the fuck is crook? Yeah, every time I'd be trying to sleep, and every time I'd wake up, you'd be live. You've done it numerous times, Angie. Craig's only a rookie. He's only done it that once. He needs to step up his game if he's going to be in your territory. Yeah, I loved it. Me and Craig were having a discussion about, streams and like how I don't know, sort of getting a bit bored of them and all that sort of stuff. And then Craig comes out and does exactly the stuff that we were getting bored of. He does it for about 30 hours. Oh, God. Whew. That beer was immense. I need to look up these guys and seek some more. Not of this one. I just want to try some other stuff from them. But yeah, it's awesome how it's like, yeah, you get like huge roast and toast. So it had sort of like it was like a bitter coffee but fruity. And then like dark chocolate, as I said, sort of like a burnt caramel. Um, yeah, like brown sugar. As far as green character, like piney, woodsy, grassy, like sort of forest floor, like dampness, dankness. Um, yeah, and you got a little touch of like grapefruit and orange. There wasn't a whole lot of fruity character there, but just very complex and like a really nice like mouthfeel and aftertaste. It had like it's obviously not sweet at all. It's like finishes dry and finishes quite bitter. Or it's sort of bitter the whole way through because you get the bitterness from the from the coffee, but also like the pine and that as well. Um, oh yeah, and I got like a brown, as I said, toasty, like a brown bread sort of character. But yeah, just everything about it's awesome. The only thing I could say is maybe they try a double version. But yeah, after trying this, I would love to try a West Coast or a red IPA from these guys. And yeah, I wonder if they've just always sort of been decent and gone under the radar, or they've just, yeah, they're not too bad of a brewery now. Not too sure. Yeah, fucking oath. When done well, it's one of my favourite styles. And it's funny, like black IPAs and red IPAs are still really popular in Australia, but I've heard a lot of people saying that, like, yeah, you just don't see them much in the States anymore. Yeah. Yeah, well, this one's like 6.5. Obviously, I'd like a bit more oomph, but it's good for what it is. Um, I'm going to give it a generous score because I'm quite impressed by it. I'm going to go a 4.5 out of 5. It's probably, I don't know what it sort of score it would have on Untapped. I bet you it's only like 3.9 or some bullshit like that, but I think it's a really good beer. Like I'd rather this sort of thing over like a okay hazy any day. I'm just so over bloody beers that are just too juicy and give me some dryness and some bitterness. Cheers, Clint. Good to see you, brother. All you guys in the chat would be in areas now where it's warming up and we're getting colder. So I'll probably have to I'm all right. I've been a bit ill, been down and out for about 5 days, but I started coming better, coming good yesterday, and I feel better today. I didn't really feel like that beer too much. I just wanted to get a review done because I hadn't done any all week. And then, it actually went down really good. So I'm looking forward to doing a beer or two after work. I just got to schedule something. It's hard because I'm working a shift where I don't know what time I'm going to get home. So I'm thinking I might do 2 bracket West Coast IPAs. Yeah. Cheers, Bumpy. Good to see you, brother. And the old rugby league win. Yeah. Yeah, New South Wales and Queensland have always got bad flooding. What happens is they get so dry, the ground gets rock hard, and then all of a sudden they get these huge flash floods and the water's got nowhere to go. And there's particular areas that just get fucked over all the time. There's a particular city called Lismore, and that got completely wiped out a couple of years ago, and now it's copping it again. So I'm on a black IPA for those that just joined, and I was very impressed by it. It's by Jervis Bay, and they're out in New South Wales. It's like a brewery that most of their beers have pretty average scores, and I just took a punt on it, and it paid off. I'm not going to lie, it's probably one of the best black IPAs I've had. I've given it a 4.5 out of 5. Very impressed. So now I'm thinking I want to try more of their stuff. It could be the case where they've got like a new brewer, or they've just pumped more money into this one, or there's so many different factors that could come into play. But I think this is like a re-release of this beer, and even like it looks like the first cans of it was a smaller can and completely different can design. But when black IPAs when they're sort of piney and West Coast like, I really enjoy when they're done well. But I might wrap it up there. I've been going for 40 minutes. A pretty extensive beer review. I think it was just good to have a chat because I've been away for a while. But yeah, I'm gonna schedule maybe that bracket, the 2 West Coast by bracket for later tonight, but the time could change just depending on overtime at work. So thanks everyone for chiming in. And yeah, it'll nearly be the weekend, so I'll be around heaps then. Probably I'm not going away this weekend. So yeah, hopefully everyone has a good day or night wherever you are, and we'll see you all again soon.